They all got off their horses and waited for the Abenian to arrive. "He is here," said Elijah. Wanyenyekevu mounted his horse and said, "Well, let's go meet him then." Yael appeared before Wanyenyekevu in the middle of their path. "No one can see me, but you. You must get a container filled with water and dip the sand or pour the content out of the sand into the water. Remember, plain weapons cannot kill the Abenians, but the power of Sabaoth can. Wipe your weapons with that water from which the sand is dipped, because this is the only way you can defeat them." Before he could say a word, he had disappeared. They finally came upon the camp of men. The men surrounded them, and Wanyenyekevu shouted, "Bring all your men out of the caves, and those on the mountains, and see a great fight. I have no quarrel with you, for you are men of Sabaoth, created by Sabaoth, but have been tricked by these Abenian demons. Bring him out so I might kill him." All the men laughed. Chatter was all over the communicators as men rushed out one by one to see this crazy man with a loud voice. The Abenian came out, a 7 foot 2 inches man built like a bodybuilder weighing 350 pounds of pure muscles with a deep but raspy voice. "You must have lost your damn mind, you pitiful Wakatilian trash. I finish with you, will demand death. But I will not give it to you." Wanyenyekevu's men whispered among themselves, for it was the first time they saw an Abenian in its true form, but Wanyenyekevu smiled. "I will kill you as soon as I take a drink of water. You don't mind, do you? Because I just traveled through the desert, and need something to drink first." Abenian B6 let out a loud laughter. "Sure. I don't want anyone saying, I unfairly killed a tired and thirsty cat tie." Wanyenyekevu grabbed his thermos, walked to the lake, dipped it, and filled it full of water. He took the sand from around his neck, and placed a drop of its content into his thermos, and walked back to his horse as he placed the chain back around his neck. Grabbing a rag, he cleaned all his weapons and gave the thermos to the rest of his warriors, and they did the same. Walking toward the Abenian, Wanyenyekevu said, "Now I feel refreshed and ready to kill you, but first let's set some ground rules." The Abenian creature became angry. "You stupid human, my patience runs thin." Wanyenyekevu turned to the crowd and shouted out, "You people, follow this beast as if it's a god. But it is truly the opposite, for it is a demon trying to transform Sabaoth's people to live in a life of disorder and sin. Don't be mistaken, for if you are a human being, you are Sabaoth's people. We all are. They divided us, we didn't." Many laughed, but he continued, "I will show you with the power that Sabaoth has blessed us with." Pointing to Jom, "He will show you what this creature truly looks like." Jom stood there for a moment until the people got quiet, then Jom slowly transformed into a giant beast with 8 arms and 3 legs, no mouth, and a thick rash all over his body. The people became silent with fear and confusion. Abenian B6 shook at the name is Sabaoth, and what Jom was able to do, but held his composure in front of the people. Wanyenyekevu shouted, "This is what this creature looks like." Obe, who has yet to receive his gift, was surprised. "How in the hell did Jom do that?" Jonathan, still invisible, whispered, "You still kind of slow, huh? Just like I'm invisible." Sabaoth. The ebony creature rushed Wanyenyekevu out of anger, and Wanyenyekevu took out his cane, hitting the creature in its arms and legs. The beast let out a loud yell. "What is this that you have the power to hurt me? You silly human!" Wanyenyekevu throws a star at his foreman, and the creature yells again in pain. Smoke rose from his wounds, and they could smell a stink from his injuries. When the moment was right, he pushed the button on his cane, and his samurai appeared. The creature's tentacles reached for Wanyenyekevu, but Wanyenyekevu cut it off. The beast released another scream, and all the men saw its true identity. Wanyenyekevu then shouts, "Iwa!" The creature was met with brute force from the rest of Wanyenyekevu's warriors. It falls to his death. There, lying on the floor, was a giant torso with tentacles as arms and legs, and its head was scattered everywhere, having a great stench coming from its limbs. The body smoked, then within seconds, the entire carcass burned, quickly turned into black ash, and blew away in the wind.